What if I told you that the samurai viewed death not as an end, but as an art form? What if their philosophy could teach us how to embrace the inevitable with dignity and purpose? In today's video, we'll uncover the secrets of the samurai's approach to life and death, exploring how their acceptance of mortality shaped their unparalleled courage and discipline. Stay with us, and you'll discover timeless lessons that might just transform your own perspective on life. The philosophy of the samurai, or Bushido, is deeply intertwined with the concept of death. To the samurai, death was not a distant fear, but an ever-present companion. They believed that by embracing the inevitability of death, one could live a life free from hesitation and fear. This is beautifully encapsulated in the words of the Hagakure. The way of the samurai is found in death. But what does this mean? For the samurai, preparing for death wasn't about despair or resignation. It was about liberation. They understood that when you accept death, it loses its power to control you. Imagine facing an opponent on the battlefield, knowing that you've already reconciled with the possibility of dying. This mental freedom allowed the samurai to act with unparalleled clarity and courage. Consider the seppuku ritual, a striking example of how deeply the samurai integrated death into their worldview. Seppuku, or ritual suicide, was not seen as a tragedy, but as a means to preserve honor. A samurai who faced defeat, disgrace, or betrayal could choose death over dishonor, turning a potential moment of shame into one of dignity and control. This concept of controlling one's narrative in death speaks to a broader lesson about life. We cannot control all circumstances, but we can control how we respond. The samurai's approach to death serves as a powerful reminder that we have agency, even in the face of the inevitable. The samurai's meditation on mortality was also a daily practice. Through zazen, seated meditation, they confronted their fears and reflected on the transient nature of life. In doing so, they cultivated mindfulness and a deep appreciation for each moment. Imagine walking through a garden, knowing that every flower will wilt and every leaf will fall. Instead of sorrow, this awareness can fill you with gratitude for the beauty of the present. Their focus on the impermanence of life was closely tied to the Japanese concept of mono no aware, which translates to an awareness of the fleeting nature of things. The samurai understood that life's brevity is what makes it precious. They lived with an acute sense of the present, which allowed them to face challenges with full-hearted commitment and to appreciate the beauty of the world around them. The battlefield was where these principles were tested most severely. Imagine a samurai standing before an enemy, the clash of steel imminent, yet his mind is calm, his spirit unshaken. This is the power of embracing death. It removes the fear that paralyzes action and allows for purity in every deed. Let's not forget that the samurai applied this philosophy not just in war, but in daily life. Whether practicing kendo, tending a garden, or writing poetry, their awareness of mortality gave depth to their actions. They didn't strive for perfection for its own sake, but as a reflection of their respect for life and its fleeting nature. Even today, the samurai's lessons on mortality remain relevant. In a world where death is often a taboo subject, their fearless approach can inspire us to confront our own fears and live more fully. Imagine how liberating it would be to let go of your anxieties about the future and focus entirely on the present moment. The samurai's unwavering resolve in the face of death was not innate. It was cultivated through rigorous mental and physical discipline. They believed that strength of character came from daily rituals, which included meditating on their mortality. This wasn't about morbidity. It was a profound acceptance that freed them to live each day to its fullest. Let's take a moment to reflect on one of the most famous samurai, Miyamoto Musashi. Known for his unmatched skill in battle and his philosophical writings, Musashi exemplified this mindset. He once wrote, "The way of the warrior does not include other ways, such as Confucianism, Buddhism, certain traditions, artistic accomplishments, and dancing. But even these are not to be avoided." His wisdom reminds us that the samurai saw life as a balance between action and reflection, with death as the ultimate test of this harmony. Musashi's legendary Book of Five Rings emphasizes the importance of being prepared for death at any moment. In his philosophy, readiness for death wasn't a matter of despair, but a strategy for living fully. By letting go of attachments and fears, one could engage in life's battles with a clear and focused mind. The concept of readiness extended beyond the battlefield. In the samurai's daily life, even mundane tasks were performed with the same attentiveness and respect as if they were preparing for their final moments. Imagine sharpening a sword, knowing it might be used in life-or-death combat. This mindfulness made every act sacred and purposeful. The samurai also drew inspiration from nature, observing its cycles of life and death. A cherry blossom, for instance, blooms brilliantly but briefly, only to fall to the ground. This fleeting beauty became a symbol of the samurai spirit, short but impactful, full of grace and vitality, even in the face of inevitable decline. In their poetry, this awareness of life's impermanence is often celebrated. Consider the haiku. The autumn breeze whispers of the falling leaves, life's end, yet beauty. These lines capture the samurai's ability to find meaning and beauty even in loss and impermanence. This philosophy wasn't limited to their personal lives. It influenced their role in society. A samurai's duty to their lord or community was underpinned by their readiness to sacrifice their life if necessary. They viewed this not as a loss, but as a fulfillment of their purpose, a way to honor their values. The samurai's ability to face death with composure was admired by many, even their adversaries. There are countless stories of samurai who, captured in battle, met their demise with dignity and calm. Such acts demonstrated the ultimate mastery of fear and a deep commitment to their principles. A famous example is the story of the 47 Ronin, who avenged their master's wrongful death, despite knowing it would cost them their lives. Their unwavering loyalty and willingness to embrace death for the sake of honor turned them into legends, epitomizing the samurai code. For the samurai, death was not just an end, but a way to teach the living. The rituals surrounding death, such as the writing of jisei, death poems, were opportunities to leave behind wisdom and reflections. These poems often spoke of peace, acceptance, and the beauty of life's fleeting nature. Let's not mistake this acceptance of death as a glorification of violence. The samurai deeply valued life, both their own and others. Their readiness to die was not born of recklessness, but of profound respect for the fragility of existence. In a modern context, the samurai's philosophy offers valuable lessons. We often avoid thinking about death, yet this avoidance can limit how we live. By confronting our fears and embracing life's impermanence, we can gain clarity, courage, and a deeper appreciation for the present. Imagine applying this mindset to your own life. What would you do differently if you fully accepted that life is finite? How would you treat your loved ones, approach your goals, or respond to challenges? This perspective can also be a source of immense strength during difficult times. When faced with loss or uncertainty, the samurai's wisdom reminds us that everything is part of life's natural cycle. By embracing this truth, we can find peace and resilience even in adversity. The samurai's approach to death also calls us to live authentically. They believed that to die with honor, one must first live with integrity. This principle challenges us to align our actions with our values, ensuring that we leave behind a legacy we're proud of. Let's return to the words of the Hagakure. When it comes to death, there's only one way: acceptance. This isn't a resignation to fate, but a call to courageously face life's uncertainties. It's a reminder that by accepting death, we can truly begin to live. The samurai didn't fear death because they understood it was a part of life's natural flow. They saw themselves as leaves on a tree, falling to nourish the earth below. This humility and connection to the greater whole gave their lives and their deaths profound meaning. As we conclude, think about how you can adopt the samurai mindset in your own journey. Start small, reflect on what matters most to you, and live each day with purpose and gratitude. Thank you for exploring the philosophy of death with me today. The samurai's wisdom continues to inspire, reminding us to face life with courage, honor, and grace. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's aim for 5,000 likes. If we achieve this, I'll create a special video diving deeper into the samurai's meditative practices and how they found peace in the face of chaos. Until next time, embrace the present and live boldly.